Students, hope all of you are doing well. You're staying back at your home. I'm Naveen. This is an initiative to deliver you lectures online, and in order to cover the subject mechanical vibration, I'm taking up this topic on dynamic vibration absorber. If you remember, we have already covered a part of 2 degree of freedom system. This is the last topic in 2 degree of freedom system, that is dynamic vibration absorber. As the name indicates, this is a system which absorbs the vibration from the main system. So in this topic, what we are going to do is that we are going to understand the concept of a vibration absorber. Then we would work on the analysis of the vibration absorber so that we would understand how to design a suitable dynamic vibration absorber. You might have, in our previous lectures, we have already discussed that any spring mass system, forget about the lower part, any single degree freedom spring mass system when subjected under external excitation may get high amplitude of vibration. Remember, I am telling you high vibration amplitude when the natural frequency of this spring mass system matches with the excitation frequency. Now, we do not want any mechanical system which is subjected under high amplitude of vibration, because any machine or any other object which produces high amplitude of vibration may tend to fail earlier. So in dynamic vibration absorber, we want to reduce, our purpose is to reduce the amplitude of vibration of the main vibration absorber, of the main uh, mechanical system. So what do we do? This can be reduced by attaching an additional spring mass system to the main system. This main system, once this carefully designed additional spring mass system is attached with the main system, the amplitude of vibration of the main system reduces significantly. Now the question arises that what are the situations where we actually need this additional spring mass system to be attached with the main spring mass system? This vibration absorber is required when this main mass or main system is subjected under high amplitude of vibration. Because if the amplitude of vibration in the main system are small, then there is no need of vibration absorber to be fitted. So we require this vibration absorber to be fitted when the frequency of main system is equal to the excitation frequency, or the case of resonance. Now once we fix this vibration additional spring mass system to the main system, the system becomes a 2 degree of freedom system. So therefore the analysis of this system has to be done as per 2 degree of freedom system. which previously we have discussed in detail. I'll give you a real life example. You can see here an overhead bridge where additional spring mass system is fitted in order to reduce the vibration in the main overhead bridge. Similarly, in power transmission lines, additional spring mass systems you might have seen hanging on the wires. The purpose of these additional mass system that they reduce the vibration of the wires because of high velocity winds flowing around. Now let us come to the analysis part of this vibration absorber. So here you students, you see that there is a main spring mass system and additional spring mass is attached with this. This part is called as additional spring mass system part is called as vibration absorber. Now, in order to analyze, we have to write down the equation of motion of M1 mass and M2 mass, which is the main mass system is actually subjected under external excitation force Fo sine omega t. Suppose the main mass is subjected under acceleration, that is x1 double dot, and the second mass, that is additional mass, is subjected under acceleration x2 double dot, where x2 is the displacement of mass 2 and x1 is the displacement of mass 1. Assuming that x2 is more than x1, we can draw the free body diagram for mass 1 and similarly free body diagram for mass 2. This type of exercise we have also done in our earlier discussion on 2 degree of freedom system. So I can easily draw a free body diagram for mass 1 where there is a force exerted by spring K1 onto this upward direction and there is a force exerted by the spring K2 on downward direction, that is K2 x2 minus x1, and external force acting on this mass is Fo sine omega t. Acceleration force acting on this is mx1 double dot. Similarly, we can draw the free body diagram for mass 2. As discussed earlier, for a simple 2 degree freedom system, we can write down the equation of motion for mass 1 and for mass 2. That is being represented by equation number 1 and equation number 2. Students, I advise you to try at your home and try to write down these equations. Now, in order to analyze, to find out the behavior of amplitude of displacement of mass 1 and 2, we propose the solution of displacement for mass 1 that is equal to x1 sine omega t, where capital X1 represents the amplitude of vibration of mass 1. Similarly, x2 we represented x2 sine omega t. Assuming that both the masses are moving with a single frequency omega, that is external excitation frequency. Now putting these values of x1 and x2 in equation number 1 by differentiating it, double differentiating x1 and putting the values of x1 and x2, we get the equation of first equation like this, and putting similarly the value of x2 double dot in second equation, we get equation of motion converted to this. Students, we have to convert this equation by taking common term x1, and similarly for the second equation we take common term of x2. Further solving, what do we do is that we first calculate the value of x2 in terms of x1 from equation number 4. So the value of x2 is calculated by simple mathematical manipulation out of equation number 4. Now here this value of x2 is in terms of x1. It means x1 is still unknown. So what do we do is that we put the value of x2 in equation number 3 in order to get the value of x1 in terms of all known parameters. So putting the value of x2 in equation number 3, you get the value of x1 here. Here you see that all the parameters in this equation are known. So you get the value of x1 in known parameters. So what do you do is that now you put this value of x1 in this equation of x2 so that you also get the value of x2 in terms of known parameters. So the value of x2 in known parameters are calculated and the equation number in the equation number 6. Now to further simplify this equation, what you do is that both the equation of x1 and x2, you divide the numerator as well as denominator by k1, k2 value, and putting different ratios in terms of the given parameters here. For example, wherever you get a ratio of FO divided by K1, you represent it by XST, that is static deflection. Similarly, if you get a ratio of K1 by M1, you represent it as natural frequency of mass 1. Similarly, K2 by M2 square root would represent the natural frequency of mass 2. And you take an additional parameter, that is mu, that is the ratio of mass of second mass m2 divided by m1. So first you divide numerator and denominator by k1, k2, and putting the ratios values in terms of these parameters, you get the equation of x1 and x2 in terms of omega, omega1, omega2, k1, k2, and you also get the value, sorry, not k1, k2, in terms of omega 1, omega 2, omega, and mu. Now here you see our purpose, as I told you in the beginning, that our purpose is to reduce the amplitude of vibration in main mass. And the amplitude of vibration in the main mass is assumed to be x1. So we want to reduce the value of main mass vibration amplitude equal to 0. So from this equation, you can see that this value of x1 becomes 0 when omega is equal to omega 2. Omega 2 is what? Omega 2 is the natural frequency of additional mass. Additional mass is what? It is a vibration absorber mass, which you have attached to the main mass. So when additional mass or the spring mass system which you are attached to the main mass, its natural frequency becomes equal to the excitation frequency, then the vibration in the main mass becomes equal to 0. It means that only the vibration absorber mass moves, whereas the amplitude of vibration in the main mass becomes 0. It means that remains static. So whatever vibration coming, they are being directly going to the vibration absorber, and there is no movement experienced in the main mass. And that is what the purpose of absorber is. It means that The vibration absorber takes the complete vibration, and the vibration coming in the main mass becomes equal to zero. So when you design a additional mass in such a way that its natural frequency, that is square root of k2 by m2, becomes equal to omega, then this mass is going to move up and down, whereas the vibration on this mass becomes equal to zero. It means that this absorber has completely absorbed the vibration and not letting any vibration to go to the main mass. You understand? It means that when omega becomes equal to omega 2, then x1 becomes equal to 0. Now, if x1 becomes equal to 0, what would be the value of x2? It means that what would be the amplitude of vibration in the vibration absorber mass? So putting the value of omega equal to omega 2, I skipped this slide because I have already told you this. So putting the value of omega is equal to omega 2, you get this relation, and further simplifying, opening this bracket, you get this value of x2 in terms of minus FO by K2. It means FO is what? It is the magnitude of the external force applied. It means that this magnitude of external force applied becomes equal to K2 into X2. This is not divided, this is K2 into X2. It means that whatever force applied on the main mass is completely transmitted to the there is slight disturbance. So it is not going to the main mass. But students, as I told you in the beginning, that we require vibration absorber only in the case when omega is equal to natural frequency of main mass, because in that case only there are high vibration into the main mass. It means once there is a resonance condition of main mass with the external excitation force, then only we require vibration absorber. But as discussed now, I told you that amplitude of vibration of this mass becomes equal to 0 when omega becomes equal to omega 2. When omega is equal to omega 2, in that case, perhaps we may not require a vibration absorber, because omega is equal to omega 2, then this mass may not subject to very high amplitude of vibration. Okay, so it means that we require this vibration absorber only in the case when this omega is equal to omega 1, because in that case only there would be high vibration. So what do we do is that we design this vibration absorber in such a way that omega 2 becomes equal to omega 1. It means that this vibration absorber mass and stiffness is taken in such a way that its natural frequency matches with the frequency of main mass. In that case, when excitation frequency becomes omega 2, it also becomes equal to omega 1. So if there is no additional mass and omega becomes equal to omega 2, it means that would cause a very high amplitude of deflection in the main mass. And putting a vibration absorber then reduces the amplitude of vibration in the main mass. When this omega becomes equal to omega 2 and that is equal to omega 1, then the vibration absorber is called as the tuned dynamic vibration absorber. Hope you might have got the concept. If you have any query, you send me across. We can also uh, uh, come on the common platform, and I can teach you that online. If you have not understood this, we can do a video conferencing, and I can discuss these concepts online as well. So what I suggest is that you send me the feedback through email, and I would then better understand that delivery in this way is whether that is useful or not. Okay. At the same time, I'll put a uh, one paragraph assignment on this topic. At the same time, I'll put 5 question MCQ and upload it on the Moodle so that I can check your understanding about this topic. Okay, student. So bye for now, and I'll very soon come up with another topic discussing on vibration, mechanical system vibration. Okay, thank you very much.